Hi, so I'm hoping that this video reaches out to someone, kind of changes someone who's on the fence in regards to applying to become a flight attendant, kind of, ease them into, a different mindset. I want to discuss two things that I see quite frequently, and it's fears that people have in regards to themselves and whether or not it'll make them a candidate or not to become a flight attendant. And I'm going to be honest, I had the same fears myself. And I sat on the fence and I kind of waffled about it for 2 years because for 2 years I had different recruiters come up to me while I was at work. I worked at a hotel, so they hosted their recruitments at my hotel. At recruiters, I had friends who were already flight attendants come up to me and tell me this was a career for me. And I had the exact same fears, and I would tell them, I'm like, you're like this, I'm like this, so it's not going to work. So, but here I am. With that said, I want to start with kind of the first one, and that's age. I see a lot of people who are concerned because they're in their 40s, their 50s, their 60s, and they're like, well, am I too old? Am I going to be able to have this job? You know if you're too old. And by you're too old, you know what you're capable of at your age. And by capable of at your age, are you able to work all day? Is your health in the position where you can do so? Can you lift? Can you push? If you can do all that and you feel comfortable, your age is not a factor. Simple as that. Your age is just a part of you. It is not a factor of you getting the job, at least here in the States. There were people in my class who were definitely, if not the same age as my parents, older than my parents. And when I took this job, I was literally like a month before turning 30. So it's like, I'm no spring chicken, and if they're my parents' age, they're definitely not a spring chicken. And they mastered this job. They have made this job their own, and they bring their own unique style. And in all honesty, there are many, many women and men of upper age ranges who this is a second career for them, and it works. So don't question and do not let your age stop you. The next one, or my next concern that was personally one of my concerns, I'm too large, I'm too fat. No one wants a plus size person, and I'm not a size 2 or 4. I'm not even like a 10. Let's be real. I can fit, I'm not gonna tell you, but I'm a busty woman, and like my dresses are like super large to accommodate. I definitely have, as you can see, I have, I kicked my toe. Jesus. I have a gut. I have hips. I'm not a small person at all. I definitely have hips and thighs, and I really don't discriminate against, I discriminate against some food because I don't like grits and I don't like, there's a list. But I don't discriminate against tacos or ramen, especially if it's made with a tonkotsu broth and it's slightly spicy. A little bit more than slightly. Anywho, I enjoy, I am not a small person, and I'll be honest, even when I work out, and I work out a lot, I'm never going to be a small person. One, I eat like caca. Two, it's just not how I'm built. I can be smaller, but I'm not going to be small. And I've accepted that, and it kind of translated when I accepted it and I was comfortable with it, that I suddenly felt comfortable enough to apply and work this job quite sufficiently. And when I say you don't need to be small, no, you don't need to be small. But with that said, you can't be so large that you cannot fit the jump seat. Depending on the airline, it may depend on how the seatbelt goes. Sometimes they're slightly smaller than the seatbelts in the seat bank, or in the seats that you normally sit in. So kind of a good rule of thumb is if you know you can sit in the seats comfortably without needing a seatbelt extension, you're golden. With that said, if you are at that point where, you do need a seatbelt extension and it's just for like an inch or two, find a way to work out. I mean, do something. There are options. Find you a buddy. Not saying you need to drop off 100 odd pounds, but maybe that 10 pounds is all that's keeping you back. Don't let it be that's all that's keeping you back. You don't have to be model thin, but you do need to fit comfortably in the jump seat. There are some airlines that have like size restrictions and they only go up so far. Like I believe like Southwest only goes up to like an 18 in women's. I don't know what that translates into men's because I barely figured out sizing in women's. And as I said earlier, I'm past 30 at this point, and it's confusing. Like I feel like they change it all the time. But with that said, you keeping in mind what a size 18 looks like, or that may be close to this, you have a lot of room to play with. You must be, the requirement here when we're using both age and weight is thinking about, are you capable of performing all of your duties yourself? So can you lift? Can you push? Can you pull? Are you comfortable sitting, standing, crouching, not kicking your toe? Can you do those things? If you can do those things and you can sit in that jump seat and you can buckle up, your age is not that important. Your weight's not that important. Let's be real. My weight has hit some point a lot larger than this, and I still managed to have the shot. So I do want you to keep that in mind, that even if there is something such as weight, age, you don't think you look like a supermodel, trust me, neither do I. This is how I woke up. I literally, no makeup. All I put on was some lipstick, because at 5:30, I found out if at that early, if I put on lipstick, people are more likely to do what I tell them to do. I even wore my glasses, so I definitely looked like, I didn't make that face to put them glasses on. That's the problem. I looked like your normal librarian, if anything. And not even like the Bow Wow librarian. So you just need to be able to perform your duties. You don't need to be a supermodel. You don't need to be super young, and you definitely do not need to be thin. With those things in mind, please, if this is something that you want, go ahead, apply to all the companies that fit your personality that you want. Be prepared to hear no. Not everyone gets in on the first shot. That's actually really, really lucky. And just go from there. I wish you the best of luck.